Greetings, fellow Whovians, and welcome to Timey Wimey Review. With the Legend of the Sea Devil Doctor Who special being broadcast over the Easter weekend, I thought I'll check out another Doctor Who special that was broadcast over a similar period of time, which was Planet of the Dead. Originally broadcast on BBC One almost 13 years ago to the day at the time of recording on the 11th of April 2009. Just in case you don't know the plot, the 10th Doctor is travelling on a London bus in search of a temporal wormhole. Suddenly, the wormhole gets larger and it transports the Doctor, the bus, and the rest of the passengers to another planet on the other side of the galaxy. Also on board the bus is the Lady Christina, who is wanted by the police for the theft of a gold chalice which was stolen from a London museum. Now the Doctor, with the help of Lady Christina and Unit, have to get back to Earth before they are all devoured by a deadly swarm. I'll quickly talk about the 10th Doctor. Really enjoyed David Tennant's performance in this episode. Really cool sunglasses. Not sure whether the 12th Doctor pulls off the same sort of style of sunglasses. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. But what I liked was this Doctor was more of a sassier 10th Doctor. You know, he was quite quick to put people down, like Malcolm, Lady Christina. I particularly liked the line that he gave to Barclay, one of the passengers on the bus, regarding his gold watch. The Doctor replying, well, they saw you coming with this dodgy looking watch, you know, implying that. So I really quite enjoyed those. I felt that the reasoning behind it was because of what happened to Donna and obviously his previous companions, like we saw in the season 4 finale. And I feel like he's probably just keeping himself a bit of a distance, still interacting with people as you know, as we see, but I don't think he wants to give a bring a close bond to any people because of what happened with Donna more particularly. Hence why he declined Lady Christina's offer to join him in the TARDIS. So yeah, it's not, you know, like I said, it's a new performance. It's still the Doctor that we all know and love, but yeah, I did enjoy the sassiness from the 10th Doctor, and I felt like it was a bit more of a stepping stone to what he will become like in the next special that was going to be broadcast later that year, The Waters of Mars. We also have Lady Christina, who is pretty much the companion piece of the Doctor in this episode, in this special. She was played by Michelle Ryan, who was quite a popular actress at the time, you know, quite an up and coming in her stardom after finishing her stint as Zoe Slater in the BBC British soap EastEnders, and then going on to do the reboot of the Bionic Woman series. And I thought Michelle was all right with the material that she was given, but I just wasn't into Lady Christina. I just felt that it was just a little bit too forceful in terms of what they're trying to sort of establish this character as, and as if there was kind of going for a potential spin-off, especially with how popular she was at the time, especially with the BBC brass. I think there was probably looking for a potential spin-off. It just felt too heavy-handed for me. It felt as if the Doctor was going to knock onto your TV screen and go, "Oi, watch her. She's good. She's really, really good." It was just too much for me personally. I would have liked the character because she's a bit, you know, they was going for a bit like a Tomb Raider, Indiana Jones style character, but I think they could have made her a bit more of a bad guy, bad lady. And you know, if they established her as someone not to fully trust, but has a bit of a grey area, kind of like a Negan style character, like from Walking Dead, but obviously toned down for Doctor Who, I think that would have been a bit more better. So they kind of, you know, she's a bit more selfish, but she has to team up with the Doctor to find a way to get off the planet that they're on, and then could have spin off into sort of, you know, their own adventures. I think that would have been a more better presented character than kind of what we saw in Planet of the Dead. We also have a special guest star in the form of Malcolm, who is Unit Scientific's advisor, played by the comedian Lee Evans. And I really enjoyed Lee Evans in this special. I thought he was quite funny, had some good one-liners, and I like that they didn't have to over rely on Lee Evans doing lots of funny faces, which, don't get me wrong, he's a fantastic comedian and that's kind of what he's known for. But he is a really good actor, to be fair, as well, and has great comic timing. So, really enjoyed his performance. I could have quite happily had a bit more of him, to be fair, but it's one of those you don't want him to outstay his welcome at the same time. So, bit of a tough balance, but on the face of it, I think a little bit more Malcolm would have been a bit better. Fun fact, Planet of the Dead is the first Doctor Who episode to have been filmed in high definition. Right, there we go. See how far technology has come from 13 years. But yeah, to make it as good as they possibly can, they did actually go out and film in the desert sands to double up as the desolate planet that they get transported to. They actually go off to Dubai and actually film some location scenes, and they even sent the double decker bus out there as well to make it as glossy looking and and special looking as they possibly can. But the weird fact is that the bus actually got damaged in transit, so they kind of had to script it in. So with the spare bus that they had for location shooting in London, they had to batter it in and make it all as damaged as you saw actually what happened in Dubai. So I thought that was a really good fun fact there to share with you all. And yeah, it does look great when they're out there. I don't think any of the actors went to Dubai. I'm fairly confident they didn't. But the don't correct me if I'm wrong. But I really like the transitions between the location filming in Dubai and the shots of them all in the sand with the bus. I thought it looked quite flawless, to be fair, in terms of the location filming and obviously filming studio with the sets with the in the crashed alien ship that's also around, and obviously filming at night with the in the streets of London. It all looked really good and sort of like just you don't really see it then as you do now in modern Doctor Who. But again, it's nice to have that care and consideration and just the effort for Doctor Who. However, sadly, some of the effects just doesn't quite hold up. The scene with the bus flying around in the air, and then the stingray sort of swarm. Yeah, it just clearly looks like CGI. And I know Doctor Who has not got big Hollywood budget, and I don't, like I said, I don't try and sort of put them off for that because again, it's a tight budget, especially for a TV show, especially for a BBC TV show that doesn't quite do sci-fi all the time. This is the one and only for me. But yeah, it clearly shows, and it does take you away from it for me personally, especially how the story is presented overall. We have some aliens called the Chitravore, and they're just basically flies, human flies. Interesting concept, but you know they're flies, and yeah, and it's just a light, entertaining story. So you're not going to like throw all your money into that one particular story, but yeah, the effects can be a bit iffy for me. I'm going to give Planet of the Dead a TARDIS rating of 6 out of 10. It's not an out and out classic, but it's not terrible by any means. It's just it all depends on what mood that you're in, really. For me, it was just harmless entertainment. It had some good acting, had some good performances. Really liked the look and the feel of the planet, especially being all in high definition. But yeah, it wasn't anything to overly write home about. It's just a light, entertaining story. So you might want to skip it if you just want to go straight into the action with what happens with the rest of that year with the 10th Doctor in terms of Water and Mars and the End of Time, parts 1 and 2. But also, if you just want to have a bit of fun and just chill out for an hour, this is a good one for you as well. Honestly, though, I think this would have been better as an audio adventure. And the reason that I came to that conclusion was there was a scene with the Doctor and Lady Christina. and it was the reveal that all the sand was the previous population of the planet before it became a desolate world. So you saw Lady Christina shaking all the sand out of her hair and going, "Ugh, ugh, ow, oh, horrible." But the way that the audio was, I felt like they kind of redubbed that audio and just went for a different take, because the way she says it and the way she acted it just didn't quite marry up to me personally. So and with the whole sort of like I mentioned, with the effects with the bus and then the titravors, I just felt like this would be a really good audio adventure to just, capture your imagination and just let your imagination run wild rather than a TV special. Do you agree with my rating? Let me know in the comments below your thoughts to Planet of the Dead, and also which Doctor Who audio adventure would you like to see adapt to the TV screen? Next time on Timey Wimey Review, I will be reviewing the third Doctor story, The Sea Devils. Until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this review. Please like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that cloister bell for more notifications. But as the good doctor once said, I'm the Doctor. Happy Easter.